right. Yeah, you guys, we are live. So let's talk about it. We're gonna wait for some people to get in here, and then we're gonna see. Is my live on? Hello? It is. All right, cool. We're good. I thought my audio wasn't working for a minute. Yo, what's good, homie? Dragon Masters, what's good? Oh yeah, this is about to get interesting, man. About to get interesting. We're gonna talk about it. This literally just happened just now. Okay, I'm gonna get y'all's thoughts about it. Matter of fact, I'm bringing up all the, receipts or whatever you guys want to call them. Hold on one second. Let's see. Let me go. There we go. There's the ending right there. Okay, cool. All right, Thomas, hello. What's going on? Not much. I was just about to post in the Discord, see if anyone wanted the list. I'm actually fixing the list here in just a few before this happened, because I was planning on winning 2 units today. One of them got canceled, and then this one right here, I thought something was off about it from the beginning, but I still bid, and we'll get into it in just a second. And look at this beautiful steak and eggs. Your boy is a chef. Look at that. If that's not the best looking eggs and steak that you've ever seen, I don't know what is. I've been dieting for 6 days now. No soda, no nothing. Don't worry about this. This is my wife's. This is not mine. I don't drink Sprite. As y'all can tell, I drink a ton of water. I just got to throw them away. Yeah, I've been dieting. No soda. I did have fast food yesterday, but it was just one meal. I didn't overdo it. Just kind of out and about. Because y'all know my wife has surgery, so I'm trying to do a bunch of running around. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff. Lisa, hello. Let me chew my food. I'm sorry. Better than frozen burritos for sure. Shopping can get eating healthy can get a little expensive. I mean, eggs are pretty cheapish, right? And then steak is a little expensive, but yeah, I'm trying to do better by doing all this stuff. All right. We got 9 people in here. People will probably rewatch this. And all right. So long story short, let me see if I can share my screen. How do I share my screen? Oh, there we go. Share screen. Let's do entire screen on this one. Okay. So bring you over here. All right. So I want to show you guys something. Where am I at? Okay. All right. So this is the unit that I was winning for $350 going into about, 28, 26 minutes of the auction. Okay. So $350. I thought it was a decent unit for $350. Looks like maybe a wash machine and dryer. And it had this home shopping network type stuff. We won these units before. Usually they're filled with new stuff, right? And Cajun injector, electric something. Looks like a decent unit, okay? 10 by 15. So 10 by 15s are a little bit bigger in person compared to like a 10 by 10, okay? Stainless steel stockpot. We've sold these numerous times in our local auction. Hold on one sec. I hate talking with food in my mouth. Miss Chris, hello. How you doing today, Miss Chris? But like I was saying, looks like a decent unit, right? 10 by 15, maybe a wash machine and dryer in there. Decent. Make some decent money off of it, right? So I was thinking, okay, well, what's the max I'll go up to? I was like, whatever. So my name on here is Spartan117. I change my username every week just so competition doesn't know my name. They bid against me, etc. So this Wild Panda 72. Okay, I've never seen this name before in my local area. I've never seen it before. And I just want to show you guys something. So I was winning this unit for $350 prior to this Coffee Yeti. I've seen this name before, so I'm pretty sure they're legit. I was winning this unit for $350. Okay, within 26 minutes or so before the auction ended. Okay, probably would have went up to maybe a little bit more, but then this person started spamming bids. Okay, so as y'all can see, that I had a $410 bid. He was winning it for $420. Okay, so I thought to myself, it's got to be at least worth $600. You know, that's kind of in my head. I'm like $700, whatever. So I went up and I bid. See, I was winning it for 430, and I bid all the way up to 710. So maybe I said 710 in my head. Then they won it for 720. I bid 760. They won that. So at $800, I had something in my brain was like, this person is just bidding just to bid, right? And I was like, it's a weird name. It's probably a troll bidder or something, right? And I pretty much was like, you know what? I'm not bidding a single penny more. At $810, would it be worth it? Maybe. Maybe, just depends on what you find. So that's the question of the title. You know, is it the facility or is it just a troll bidder? Who knows? Looking at the other auctions at their facility, I don't think it was the facility per se, but who knows? So within 20 minutes of the unit ending, it ended at 11:16. Within 20 minutes, let me see. Yeah, look at this. It ended at 11:16. So 18 minutes, not even 20 minutes after the auction ended. Look at this. Your winner has not been picked up. Are you interested at $800? You can view this unit. This facility is closed. Whatever. Make that make sense. Within 18 minutes of the unit ending, somebody called and says, hey, I won't be able to win the unit. Or was it the facility? I don't know. And this is where it gets so frustrating with us storage unit buyers sometimes, because like I said, it is a gambling process for sure. I have like no inventory for my next local auction. My local auction is currently going on right now, but make it make sense. So they asked me if I was interested in it for $800. So I did what any person should be doing, is I called the facility and was like, hey, listen, I got a backup bid. She was asking me, do I want it for $800? I was like, well, here's the thing. I definitely would like to get the unit because I need stuff, right? But I told her, if you look at the bidding process, my bid was at $350 before this Wild Panda 72 started bidding. Now, it doesn't make sense for me to pay $800 when this person was willfully trolling or, whatever, don't know who it is, bidding me all the way up to 810 just to accept an $800 offer to where you guys can make, get y'all's money back on the unit or whatever the case is. Or it's just a troll bidder. But I told her I'd be interested in it for $350, and then just for the trouble, I might even go up to $400 just the person I am. I'll go up to like $400, whatever. And she's like, okay, no, I can. And she was very understandable. She said that, no, that makes perfect sense. I don't see why that would be an issue, because that does make sense. Why would somebody bid up all the way, et cetera, et cetera? So anyways, long story short, she said that her property manager will be in tomorrow, and she will ask her then, and her name is Maria or something like that. So they're going to call me tomorrow and see if they want to do the $350 or whatever. And if that's the case, I'll probably still accept because I think it might be a decent unit. But this right here, man, to bid me an extra $450, I mean, that's ridiculous. Now, here's the thing. Some people might sit here and say, well, why did you keep bidding then? Right? So why would you keep bidding in? Because at the end of the day, if you need inventory, you kind of have to bid up a little bit. But whenever you get a backup bid within 18 minutes of an auction, after an auction ended, and you get a backup bid, makes no sense. Maybe it was the disgruntled former owner. Maybe, possibly. Like that's why in the title I put question marks. Is it the facility? Which I don't think it was when you look at the other auctions on there. But again, we don't. I don't know. Or is it the disgruntled owner? In our area, I'm sure in other areas too, we have these troll bidders as well. They're everywhere. Don't know why they do it. I guess just for people to spend more money. But within 18 minutes of this auction ending, I got a backup bidder right here. It ended at 11:16. This thing came in at 11:28. So what? 12 minutes. Dang, never mind. So 12 minutes. 12 minutes since the auction ended. That's crazy. World famous. Oh, Michael, what's going on? Yeah, we're talking about some scamming going on. I was winning a unit for $350. 10 by 15 looked decent, and this troll bidder, maybe the original owner, who knows, bid all the way up to 810. They won it within 12 minutes of the auction ending. I got a backup bid for $800, and I called the facility. I was like, look, I'm not in it for $800. I was like, I'll bid at $350 because if you look at whenever they started bidding, which they had no intentions of winning the unit, I was like, I'd be interested in it for $350, maybe $400 just to help y'all out. But I'm not going a single penny over there. I was like, y'all can go and re-auction it off. I don't care. So there's no one in between you. No, there's nobody in between me and Panda, as you can see. Nobody in between. That's why I said I'll be interested in it for $350. So if Coffee Yeti, I know they're local. I've seen them before. I'm pretty sure they're legit. But now if you would have bid like $410, then I'd have to be like, well, I'm interested in it for $420 or whatever that same bid was kind of stacking, if that makes sense. So it's just me and this guy, me and this person, me and this person. Gotta go, but looking forward to your whatnot auction. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. I appreciate you as always. Hated not seeing you this year. Yeah, dude, my wife had surgery and she was having some complications. They kept her overnight. She's good now, but I couldn't leave her, man. I mean, I know you understand. I could not leave her, unfortunately. But I'm gonna do my best next year for sure. But trust me, it killed me not going this year. I promise you that. It killed me. But yeah. So now what I want to do, I want to look at, let me see here. I want to keep it on this. So I want to see. So this is the one that I was bidding on. There's a couple of them that were ending. Yeah, so this one was ending at the same facility. Let's do some research here because it's just absolutely ridiculous to see this type of stuff. So let's see, Coffee Yeti. See the Wild Panda person didn't bid at all. Let's just do even further investigation here. Let's do YouTube broke 69. I'm surprised that even went up for that much. This unit's complete trash. Let's just look at a few of them in the local area because see if Wild Panda, because I think you might be right because it probably was probably was the original owner or something. Praying for y'all. Thank you. I appreciate it. You did 5K at Peaches to Beaches? Nice. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of running around, man. I mean, doing everything that my wife normally does, taking packages, doing the our local auction's currently up right now. So far we got some decent bids. Ends next Wednesday. I'm only doing a 3-day pickup this time, but 218 items in the local auction. But AMR, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing today? Yeah, we got some good bids. I think we got like 3 whole pages filled so far. So a lot of stuff came from that $3,000 unit. What about the units I sent you this morning? I mean, they were weird, for sure, but they all got canceled. It almost maybe like they made a mistake. That's why they canceled them, But yeah, I just got, in my opinion, scammed out of this unit. Potentially, the facility seems like they're wanting to work with me, so so I think they understand. I sold around that much. Problem was I spent about $2K. That's the problem right there, is the buying. But no, like some of the stuff already got some good bids on it. 3 whole pages. I haven't really looked at it today. See if there's anything that's anything that came out yet. Okay, so it ends right there. It's about almost 3.5 pages or so. And we still got basically a whole week left. So local auction is doing pretty decent right now. But yeah, but see, like no Wild Panda on that one, but Wild Panda on this one. I don't know. It's definitely sometimes you can Google this and you'll see their bids on other auctions. So it's probably just the original owner. Even might even be them buying time to even pay for their unit. It's very weird. Stuff just kept walking into my booth. Hey, that's a good thing. Have people bring stuff to you. That's what I want to do one day. Is locally have people who do storage units bring me stuff like for the local auction, or I just buy it outright from them. Because that's what I'm trying to do. But everybody, man, like everybody doesn't understand the. I mean, there's a handful of people who do, but there's a bunch of people who don't understand the art of business. You know, like listen, this is what it's going for. You know, if you're selling it locally, you know, depending on what it is, you know, you can get upwards to 70% of value, depending on what exactly it is. Maybe like a rare game or something like that. You know, I'd be willing to if it's like a crazy sell through rate. You know, I'd be willing to pay $100 to make $30. You know, after all said and done, I'm fine with that. Because I know it's going to sell quick. But if it's like, you know, something that goes for like $50 and it has like a 60-70% sell through rate, and you're asking $40, ain't no way. There's no way. Now, if you offer it for 15, I mean, hey, you know, I'll do that. You know, but that's kind of what I've been trying to get a few people to do. I haven't got them on board yet, but I'm working on it because I think it makes sense because it puts money in their pocket. They can go win more units. I don't have to go work as hard, you know. So that's where I'm trying to get to. My dream is to do house clean out so I get paid to clear out a house, have access to do what I want with the stuff and stuff. Yeah, and that's what we're working on too. We're trying to do estate buyouts and all this other stuff. Not necessarily clean outs, but we're trying to do buyouts. Because sometimes estate sales are booked up for like 3 or 4 months because, you know, deaths and stuff like that. And it's like, if I can just offer just one lump sum and you give me 30, 45 days to get everything out, I can just run everything in my local auction. You know what I mean? So what is y'all's thoughts, you guys? What are y'all's thoughts? Do y'all think this was the original owner? Was it the facility? Was it a troll bidder? What is y'all's thoughts on this? Because, and also too, am I wrong about asking? You know, instead of paying the $800, which was my last bid, but between the bids between me and Wild Panda, which they had no intentions of actually winning the unit, I should be paying the $350. Does anybody agree with any of that? Or give me y'all's input. Bit on top of it, are you collecting Game Boy Advance games too? I recently started collecting games since the Fire console these days. And says, yeah, I collect a little bit of everything. My video game collection, mainly Super Nintendo, 64, and NES. But I do collect a little bit of everything. Absolutely. Come to Atlanta. I got a 10x15. I sell you. Don't have time to sell it locally right now. See, that's the problem though. It's in Atlanta, and I have to come to I have to come to you. That's the problem. Like I don't mind doing that from time to time. Whenever I can, whenever I'm free. The problem is I want people to bring stuff to me, you know, and then that's where, you know, that's where I'm at right now. What's up, Pepper? Oh, you want a piece of steak? Here you go, my love. You get a piece of steak. Max, you want a piece of steak? Come here, buddy. Here you go, my boy. Nums. Good boy. It's just a troll. Yeah, it's definitely something because Wild Panda didn't bid on anything else on the rest of the auctions. All these auctions ended right here. There was no other Wild Panda. And I thought something was weird too, because anytime I bid, the bids automatically started going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. That's why, like right here, I bid 410 and he would immediately start bidding. And I was like 430. I was like, you know what, screw it. Let me put a 710 and see what happens. It just kept going up, up, and up. So I was like, you know what? Check this out. I'm going to put $800. And I know this person's probably going to bid 810, and then I'm going to let it go. It's literally what I said. And sure enough, same thing. 810, 12 minutes later, we get a backup bid for $800. Makes no sense, you guys. I'm just saying, be careful out there. If somebody's bidding like crazy quick, unless it's like within the last 5-10 minutes or something, that's, you know, kind of understandable, I guess, in a way. But they're doing it like 25, 20 minutes out, and they're just bidding. Some people get desperate for units. But just be careful that people ain't bidding you up. I'm sure it's going to happen from time to time. And I'm sure it's happened to me a few times. But we have, you know, you just gotta do your due diligence, man. Just make sure that you're not doing anything wrong. Oh dang, that sucks. but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's very frustrating to see that, especially when the problem now is some people say that, well, it is what it is, which is true. It is what it is. It's not going to ruin my day, not going to ruin my week. But also, too, if the property manager, assuming that it's not the facility, which again I don't think it is, but just let's say that it was the original owner that was bidding against me or whatever, and then let's say that basically with the conversation between me and the person who was at the store, they said that the property manager will be there tomorrow. Okay, so now we have to wait roughly 24 hours for her to confirm whether or not we can get it for $350 or if she's going to throw it back up for auction. I don't know. But the problem with it is that gives the original owner more time to pay for their stuff, which, I mean, hey, whatever. I'm not desperate for people's stuff, if that makes sense. If they want to do all that, not abide by their contract and this, that, and the other, that's on them. That's their free will. They can do whatever they want. I don't care. It's just the issue is, it's at the end of the day, it's not right. Who do you think doing that? The unit? I don't know. Maybe the original owner. Maybe a troll bidder. I know there's a ton of troll bidders in our area. But I've never had a backup bid that came within 12 minutes after the auction ended. I've never had it that quick. Usually it's like, 24 hours or after the 48-hour clean out time or whatever, it's never that, let me see here. Yeah, it's never that fast, because that just shows me there was no intentions of that person ever winning the unit, or wanting to win the unit. They were just doing it to troll, or maybe the original owner to buy them more time to actually get to the facility. It just doesn't make any sense. Why are eggs so good? But now we have to go back to the drawing board and actually see if there's any other storage units for tomorrow, because like I said, we have no more no more inventory for our local auction. I do have inventory to list on eBay, which is fine, which is what I'm going to do today, as soon as I get done with this live. But again, you got to have inventory to stay productive. Right now, I got over $10,000 cash on me right now. That's just burning a hole in my pocket because I need inventory. That's been building up for the past month or two, and I need 2, 3, 4, 5 units. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. Plus, doing it by myself. My wife is out of commission because she had surgery, so I'm just trying to get something. I need something. So no units coming for a while. I mean, I'm looking at 2 for Saturday, and there's a handful next week that I'm looking at. I got a dental appointment on Monday, then I got a VA appointment on Wednesday. But I am looking at a handful next week for sure. What site was that? That was Locker Fox. Locker Fox is the only website, as far as I know, that actually has the username shown of who's bidding against you. I change my name every time I win a unit. The reasoning why is because, let's say username XYZ was bidding against me on a big unit. Let's say I paid $2,500 for it. Well, next time I go to bid on a unit, he's going to remember that username and be like, oh, I don't like this person, I'm going to bid him up. I think it's smart to change your username. Some people don't, which is understandable, but I think it's smart. But once you're currently bidding on a unit, you cannot change your username until you're not bidding on a single unit. So you have to wait for that unit to end, and then you can change your username. I always think Locker Fox is a little shady. I think the opposite, mainly because you can actually see the usernames. You know what I'm saying? So anytime how can I put it? I think it has to do with a little transparency, in my opinion, because if you have like the same names, right, that are bidding, okay, you're like, okay, I don't think there's any shade in this, right? With storage treasures, they completely hide the name, right? But then all of a sudden you see this random name like Wild Panda, 72 kind of comes out of nowhere, and you kind of like, I never heard of this, this bidder, which there's new bidders all the time, but it just throws in the back of your head like, I never seen that name before, So, and they're going up to $800. It's unheard of to have new people come into the business and automatically drop $800. Unless it's like taxes or something like that. I guess anything is possible in a way, but definitely rubs me the wrong way with this unit though, because like within 12 minutes of the unit ending, the other guy wins. Within 12 minutes, I get a backup bid for $800. Makes no sense. I don't know why these auction sites don't load properly on my phone. Yeah, Storage Treasures has been having crazy issues. I don't know why. Storage Treasures having crazy issues. What is the most you paid for a unit? I think 4,500. Most I've ever spent on a unit. More facilities here. I started using Locker Fox. Haven't bought on it yet though. Locker Fox, I like Locker Fox and Storage Treasure. Storage Auctions is the one that I get the most sketchiness from. I've won a handful of units on there, and I've done well on a couple of them, but there's also more units on that website that has more signs of the facility going through the items. And the reason why I know that is because the units always look the same. There's never anything good. It's always the same stuff. And I also won a unit there before at the same facility. And I told her, hey, this safe is opened up. This thing was moved. And immediately the person who's running the property, this is before I really, really, really started doing YouTube. And she immediately said, do you want your money back? And it's like you're not even slightest bit concerned about your employees, or maybe you did it or whatever. She was so immediately to be like, you want your money back? And I already rented a U-Haul and all this other stuff. So I stay away from certain names. Did you ever consider flipping things from like local barn auctions for profit, like Picking and Punching does? So there is one local auction that does it in person near us. The problem with it is that their clientele is like crazy good, and some things you can sneak in there, but you're not going to find many deals. I mean, you can find a handful of things, but it's like if you're staying there for 4 or 5 hours, the way I look at it, I can't walk away with just $500 worth of stuff. I got to walk away with like $2 or $3 grand to make that trip worth it, because it's almost like 45 minutes away, which ain't terrible. But then, online auctions are a thing. Sometimes you can find the same thing. You can find some things, but then most things go up. So I don't know. It's definitely something I've done in the past for sure. You don't go to the bin store anymore? I do not. They closed down. We have no bin stores around here except for the one in Savannah, but they're not dedicated to doing just bins. They do, pallets and a bunch of everything. But yeah, there's no bin stores near me, exception of one that's an hour and a half away, and I'm not traveling an hour and a half away to do bin stuff, man. Me and my wife, we did that grind for a solid like 2 years of waking up like 4 o'clock in the morning, traveling, going to the bin store, and just for like some weeks to be good and then some weeks to be bad. So I kind of simplified it a little bit. Like, yes, I think everybody should have their own way of sourcing, but we've learned that by the time you wake up in the morning, get to like, let's say that bin store an hour and a half away, you go to the bin store, you wait in line, you go through, hold on one second, y'all. Hello. Scammers, man. I hate those calls, man. But But yeah, by the time you do all that, you go through the store, you pick your items, hopefully get a lot of good stuff. But let's just say you only walk away with 10 items for $300, right? That means you just wasted 5, 6, 7 hours to make $300 when you can go win a unit for, let's say, $1,000 and make around $5 grand. I mean, it didn't make sense for what I want to move my business towards. And ever since I've made that pivot of doing more local auctions, putting the cream of the crop stuff on eBay. When I say cream of the crop, I don't mean like the best stuff. I just talk about the good sell through rate. No matter if it's worth $5 to $1,000, whatever. We put that on eBay. It sells quick. We make that money. We have our little whatnot shows, and then whatever money we make in our local auction goes straight into my savings. But ever since I've done that, I've been paying less fees. I've been making actually more money. I'm not selling as much online, but I'm actually selling more than ever whenever I'm doing my local auctions. So everybody has their own interpretation of how they're going to make money. Oh, that's what's moving. My pocket watch. My wife got me. I was sitting there looking over here, like, what the heck is moving? It's my pocket watch. We have unfortunately purchased set up units before. Clearly, the store facility was shady, but all those kind of locker were purchased off Locker Fox thing with mysterious bids. Yeah, it's so random, and I hate that it happens. But this is where people are making the argument about bringing back in person auctions because it actually forces people to go there. Now there could be troll, um, you could have troll bidders in person auctions, but at least you know who they are. You know what I mean. So it's I get it. Everybody wants to make money. I get that people are in hard times. I sympathize to a point, but I just think that when things like that happen, man, it's just I don't know. It makes me feel like in person auctions should be way more thing. 5,000 of 1,000 unit all profit. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. AMR, like we've won a unit last year in January, our first unit of the year in 2024. We paid, I think, 450, so it's probably like $526, somewhere around there for the unit in total after taxes and fees. That unit is going to make us about 20,000 after everything is sold. I think right now we've done over 10K easily. So it makes you think, like, that's what I'm saying. By the time you put all those hours and go into bin stores. Now, I love garage sales. Garage sales are fine because you can just go. You know what I'm saying? You can just go. You ain't got to wait. You just go and do your thing. Bin stores and then like sometimes even estate sales, like the really good estate sales that people are forming like 2 hours behind. They can only let a certain amount of people in. Like that type of stuff. I'm not necessarily impatient because I've done it for like 2 years straight, but I'm also not impatient, but it just didn't make sense to go to an estate sale competing against other people when you can win a unit, gamble a smidge of money, and then and just hopefully kind of score big and make a little bit of money. But you'd be surprised how many times I spent $500 or less, and I walked away with like 5,000 minimum, all the way up to 20,000. I mean, it happens numerous times. You just have to be smart with your money and not buy every single unit that's out there. Go after the cream of the crop units, sell it, stack that money. Like right now, I got $10,000. I can just go spend on whatever I want. I have $40,000 saved in the bank. Okay. And that's for a rainy day, whatever. If 20 units come up for auction, hey, I got money set off to the side for it. But and that's not a flex, it's not a bragging thing. It's because I'm smart with my money. I don't go buy dumb stuff. I wear the same clothes literally in all my videos. Y'all can literally look at it. Every now and then I'll buy a brand new pair of shoes, some Brooks or On Clouds or something like that, but they're specifically used for working or gym or whatever. So if you look at it in a sense of like your time is valuable, and if you think storage units is the way to go, do storage units. If you think pallets is the way to go, pallets, garage sales, whatever. I personally think that everybody should be doing garage sales to a point because I wish I was doing them more, but I'm just so busy. But everybody should be garage selling because there's always something to be found. As long as there's no rain. That's another thing about storage units. Rain or shine, you can win a unit. So it's just my advice. I'd rather auctions like you were doing than the parking lot sales. Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree. Looking at Locker Fox in my area, the facilities near me take crap pictures. Yeah, like hey, I'll show you. Hold on. Let me share my screen again. So all right, so let's just look at this one. 10 by 15, okay? 10 by 15 closes Friday at 10:30 in the morning. Pictures are blurry, as always. I'm not going after this unit, but this unit, it has potential, and the reasoning why, if you look closely, something collectible there, something collectible there. You got a Star Wars Jenga, or no, Angry Birds Jenga that has potential. And then I feel like there was something else, wasn't there? Yeah, and then right here is like Spider-Man Monopoly or something right here. That almost kind of sort of looks like a Jim Shore box. I don't know. It's all speculation, but this unit actually might be a decent unit. But again, the pictures aren't the greatest, and it looks like no, it has potential, right? The only problem with this facility is that they're a remote facility. So if anything larger than a 10 by 10, so this is a 10 by 15, so this applies. You have to pay $250 for your cleaning deposit. You get it back, obviously, but $250. And I kind of low key like the higher cleaning deposits. The reasoning why, it steers people, a lot of people, away from bidding on a unit. It stops the scamming. It stops people from, like, because I know people in my local area where they'll win a unit, and they'll get all the good stuff, leave all the trash, and they're just like, the facility can keep the $100 bill. Well, that doesn't solve the issue, because one, you'll still get banned, but also two, it's like, it's just not right. You have a job to do. Is basically you have it's essentially a contract through your bidding process that you have to clean everything out. But I don't know why people do the things that they do. Always take the easy road out. You go to town-wide sales that are more closer together. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like there's nothing wrong with however anybody's business model is. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever anybody's business model is, as long as it's working, that's all that matters. I've heard it many times saying, like, man, I'll never do storage units because they take too much time, which they do, but they can also bring some good money if you know how to disperse the items. I heard people who are very successful with pallets. I've heard people who are successful with just going thrifting. Thrifting in my area is not the greatest. But it's like, my thing is, by the time you travel around to, let's say like for example, and this is why I always say I think storage units will always be superior. Now, if you go down to like Florida, California, New York, well, I mean, maybe not. New York's got a lot of people, but like Virginia, and let's just say, I don't know, let's say you got 20, 30 thrift stores in your area. Let's say 20. Let's say 20, make it simple. And let's say once you hit all 20 of them, let's say it took you a total of, I don't know, 8 hours. 8 hours to go to 20 thrift stores, and that means including driving back, listing, all that, okay? So between the wear and tear on your vehicle, the listing process, and let's say you only walk away with $500 for 8 hours of work, potentially $500, you still have to sell it, right? $500 worth of fines and 8 hours of sourcing, okay? Yeah, let's break it down even further. Let's just make it more simple. Let's say 5 hours of work to make $500 worth of profit, okay? Potentially, not terrible. It's about $100 an hour, essentially, right? But the stuff still has to sell. Now, imagine that you took 5 hours of actually working on a storage unit, and let's say you walk away with $5,000. Then it's like, okay, your time makes sense. So it's all speculation. Everybody does their own thing. You know what I mean? Dragon Masters, what's your zip code? I'll look you up. Are you saving money to move to Florida, the Golden Picker State? Nah, I'm not moving to Florida. I talked to my wife about it. a little while because there's so many units down there. There's thrifting, there's garage sales pretty much year round. I talked to her about it. And plus, we go to Universal every year, so it's like it would make sense to go down there. We can just get an annual pass, and I would literally go there every weekend. Every weekend I'd go there. All right, let's see. Let's see what kind of units we're looking at. Delaware. Let's take a look. That's some good. Let's see. Oh, look at that one. I don't know. You got some decent ones in here, man. Take a look. But yeah, I don't know if it's the facility that was scamming. The way I look at it, the only thing I could think of is if the I'll keep you all updated on what happens too. But if the property manager says no, we have to rerun it, that's going to be the issue where it's like, okay, now y'all are looking bad. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you should own up to the 350 deal and understand that, yeah, it is what it is. But if they say no, 350 is good, then hey, we'll do it. Miss Robin, hello. How are you feeling, Miss Robin? I've been keeping up to date with you on Facebook. I've been so busy with Charlie and everything. I've been doing a million things at a time between eBay, YouTube, got my local auction going. I'm exhausted. I was going to win a unit today and a bunch of scamming going on. So you keep it down to 10 miles because no car. I gotcha. I mean, you can always get a U-Haul, there's always a way to do it. Still in recovery, but coming along. I'm glad everything went well. And we're good. Charlie's recovering pretty good as well. She's downstairs sleeping. She's on a lot of medication and stuff, but she's sleeping. So I'm forced to do everything else, go grocery shopping and kind of picking up the slack. You don't realize how blessed you are in life when your significant other takes care of the other duties, right? And then whenever she's out of commission for a few weeks, you feel a little more thankful, whenever she plays those roles of making my life easier, and then I play the roles to make her life easier, but I'm picking up the slack though, and overall it's going good. I'm just a little stressed for sure. I mean, hey, this is a good unit right here. It's a decent unit, clean. D Marini, maybe saddlebags. Look at that brand new. Well, that's a decent unit. It's a decent unit right there. YouTube playing commercials in the middle of the live. Is it really? Hey, wait, that's a thing? My pepper. Here you go, my love. Take some steak. That's good. So what makes it good? Oh, my bad. I didn't even read that. Okay, let me find a different one. I'll show you a good one now. So I look at a few things. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, you've seen some of the units I want. I don't mind dust. I don't mind dirt. But like when I look at this, I can already tell you this is going to be a good unit. Okay, the reasoning why. One is a 10 by 20. Okay, I always look for volume. Not everybody else does. People like going after the 5 by 10s, which is fine. Just the business that I'm in with doing the local auctions, I'm kind of forced to go after volume, even though it takes a little bit more time to process everything. But let me show you why this unit's good, okay? So this looks like new old stock. I think that says Skillcraft, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. But you see all these older boxes. Lloyd's. Looks like old McDonald's box. Whatever that is, video combo. I don't know. That looks old. The furniture looks old. And then just from this far away, you see a little bit of cobwebs right here. It gives you a good indication that people haven't been in here in a little while. Look at all the dust on the printer, Avon boxes. It just shows you that there's gonna be some old stuff in here. Now, olives, pickles, ew. I don't know. It's interesting enough to see the old boxes, man. And when you have old boxes like this, you think of an older person, which means they usually keep their gold and coins in here. I mean, it's all obviously, like I said, it's always a gamble. But anytime I see older boxes like that, I see cobwebs, man, they ain't no telling. There might be graphic T-shirts in here. I mean, you just don't know. This stuff looks like it might be new. I mean, it's a decent unit. I mean, again, I wouldn't go like crazy high, but you got to remember, this thing's a 10 by 20, and it's 20 feet back, literally 20 feet straight back. I mean, this thing is filled all the way back, because you got to remember, this is just what's shown on the top. I think the ceilings are 9 or 10 feet. So you remember, this is just what's on top. There ain't no telling what's below that. Wash machine and dryer. Usually, I mean, minimum brings in like 250. If it's an older model, maybe like 150. But depending on your area, I mean, man. I mean, this is a good unit. I mean, depending on, what you find, of course. Did I break my elbow? Yes, I did. Do I have a picture of it? Let me see. I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you. Do I have a picture of it? Oh, I do. Look at that. Okay. My Facebook. What the heck? What is this? So this is my elbow right here. And I don't know if y'all can see it too well, but see this little piece right here? So essentially what happens is whenever I'm throwing in baseball, right, I got so much torque behind my arm, there's ligaments that go across your elbow. Well, apparently I was throwing so hard that my ligament does this, right? Anytime you throw it, it overextends it. And I guess I just threw one too hard, and it basically like got caught and then just snapped off a piece of my elbow. But that's what it looks like right there. Y'all can kind of see that. A little piece chipped off. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Be nice that Lloyd's boombox in there. It might be. It might be. But see, like something like this. Okay. A lot of totes for sure. But see how they're all see-through in the clothes. Nothing wrong with clothes. It's just something that I just hate seeing because you see it so much in units. Now, if all these totes were not clear, I guarantee this unit goes up. But this is not a good unit. Not a good unit. There's no point of spending all your money on all those clothes. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, Robin. But the funny thing is, I don't feel it. My arm feels good. I mean, I played last Friday. I feel fine. I gotta get my MRI done. Just waiting on the VA to call me so they can schedule that. This one probably has a couple of treasures hidden in. You see a big sign there. Dr. Pepper. Maybe slight tweaker unit, maybe. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything like crazy value or indication other than you got the sign in the back. There's some old stuff in here. This one, I mean, you got it for a few $100, you know, maybe. I wouldn't even mess with that one. That's just me though. Blurry photo. There we go. That's a couch, maybe an instrument. Wait, what the heck? Wait, why is that camera so like long? Like the picture. AMR, yes, we do. I see you typing. Let's see, drums, guitar. It's okay unit. It'd be a lot of local stuff though. I'm trying to find a unit to where it's like potentially gonna be like a lot more eBay stuff, if that makes sense, you know. Picture of, I don't know what that says. Again, it's a decent unit. Say hi, everybody. Say what's up, everybody. I want my daddy's food. I gotcha. One piece. Is that? Oh yes, there we go. Num nums. They're good. Say we like steak and eggs, don't we? Yes, we do. She kept scratching at my legs. All right, one more piece, okay, and that's it. One more piece, okay. Did you even chew, or did you just swallow it? You didn't even chew. My little chunky doggy. You say hi, everybody. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Potentially a motorbike. A lot of rust in this one. Yeah, like a little chest cooler thing. Let's see. I mean, let's say there's a toolbox right here too. Not a lot of people will see that. Big sign right here too. I mean, hey, this would be a unit to gamble on for sure. Rolling cart. Oh yeah, there's definitely some. So I'll consider that one a pretty good unit. Let's see. There we go. Got some better pictures here. You know, furniture's older. $8 by 20. I mean, so the problem is, Dragon Masters is that it just depends on like the way you look at it. Like 10 by 20 for under $500. I mean, you shouldn't lose money. You know what I'm saying? But it's like 10 by $20,000. You know, you get up there, you still shouldn't lose money depending on, you know, the factors of what you see. But I mean, anything can really realistically make a good unit, because like think about it, my $3,000 storage unit, right? We found over $2,600 worth of gold. You didn't see any of that, so it's hard to really say like. So like whenever you see units that have like older boxes, older furniture, usually that means older lady, older family. They usually have gold everywhere. I mean, usually it's not always the case, but I mean, like a buddy of mine, he paid I think maybe $400 or so on a unit, maybe $350, and he found like $2,500 worth of gold. So it's just gold is high right now, man, and gold and silver is actually going up right now because of the whole I think tariffs and stuff like that. I think so. Gold and silver is like crazy high right now. Fire Sarge. Do you use Store Shredder's app? I got busy working and missed bidding on Tuesday on a unit. I wonder, is there a way to set a max app? Yeah. So kind of similar idea. So in your app, let's just say that let's just say that you are in the app, same principle. Let's just say that this is the unit that you wanted to bid on, right? And you'll scroll down to where you put the bid, right? And what you do is you can, so see how see the high bid is at 170. I could bid 180 right here, and you would obviously be the winner, right? But if you typed in $500 right here, it'll automatically put it in as a proxy bid. So let's say you put $500 here. This thing right here will go up to whatever their proxy bid is. So let's say it's 200. So then, even though you got $500 here, this bid will go up to 210. Now leading you as the leading bidder, and then that $500 won't go up to the high bid. That's just what your max is. So if somebody comes in and bids 300, then guess what? That bid will go to 310 because you have a proxy bid of 500. So imagine it's like you're gambling, right? And you give, say you're playing blackjack, right? And you give the person $500, you get $500 in chips, right? Now, if you want to go all in, you go all in. But let's say the bid is like 20, and then you call, right? But you still have $500. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of the similar process. Like if you want to put $1,000 bid in there, that will only move to whatever the previous bidder bids up to. Thank you. No problem. I got you. Brandon, take a look at the one in Somerville ends in 13 minutes. Well, on what website? Storage treasures. Yeah, storage treasures having some issues, man. They've been having issues for a little bit now. There's a Somerville, Georgia. This one right here. Is Kirby Smart worth the money? I would say his record so far is pretty dang impressive, and I would choose him over Mark Richt any day of the week. At least Kirby Smart has some fire and passion underneath his butt. When did Live start doing commercials? I said that earlier. Somebody else said that there's a random ad in the Live. I did not know Lives did that. I had no idea. When is this in? 11 minutes. Is this on my watch list? No, it's not. Oh, I looked at this one. Yeah, I saw this one. I saw the Wii games right here. So this is Wii games right here. I saw it, but it's like the problem with it is I wasn't seeing anything crazy. I'm not about to drive over 2 hours away just for some Wii games. You know what I mean? Like, and this is not a big unit either. Is it? Yeah, 10 by 10. I mean, furniture looks okay. Yeah, just not a unit for me, that's for sure. Georgia Picker Auctions. This is Brandon. How may I help you?
Yeah, hey, this is my situation. I'm in Bluffton, South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
I probably have some furniture items that my mother's moving to a retirement home in Charlotte that I'd be looking to liquidate. Are you guys? I think they're decent quality stuff. It's not super high end, but it's not junk either. It's for the right person. They'd like it.
Right. Have you called Jarman Auctions? They're a little bit closer to you.
I thought this was Jarman.
No, sir. So we sell on their platform.
That's how I got your number. Okay.
Yeah.
I pulled your number off their site. What's Jarman's number?
All right, sorry about that. Somebody was calling for. They thought that I was my buddy's platform, but I'm not. So, what are we doing? Nice storage options. Yeah, Somerville. This is another area that I look in, man. I look in this area a lot. Somerville, Charleston, Jacksonville. I look a little bit of everywhere. Like just like for example, the Jacksonville unit that we won in February. That unit has made us some good money, and that was on a whim on the last like a day before. You know what I mean? Like a day before, or I'm sorry, not even 24 hours out before the auction ended, and I told myself, screw it, let's just go ahead and drive down there, win it, get a U-Haul, big 10 by 30 unit for round trip $2,000, man. I mean, dude, just crazy. Why are you barking at me? Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff ending on that day, but yeah, I'm looking at a couple on Saturday. We're definitely gonna see. Let's see, Wonder Woman. Oh, that's a train set right there. LGB. I forget what LGB stands for. I gotta look it up. What does LGB stand for? Lehman Grossbond. Okay. So that's a train set. Looks like Delaware is better than my direct area. Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta look at this. There's the Wonder Woman thing. There's a train set up there. It's older. The Pamper stuff confuses me a little bit, but doesn't mean there's gonna be Pampers in there. I mean, tons of stuff, because you gotta remember these ceilings go high. And I mean, look at the toes, man. They're stacked. So I mean, I love seeing priority boxes sometimes because, man, people put some collectibles in there. I mean, who the frick is texting, bro? Let me see. Okay. You sold some LGB trains before? Yeah. I mean, there's a Craftsman toolbox right there. That might be Bose. Yeah, I think that actually is Bose. Holy crap. I'm telling you, my eyes are crazy. Bose kind of has that little, that might be Bose right there, man. I think that's Bose. I mean, this unit's decent, man. This unit's decent. How many units do you buy in a month? Beginning of the year, between January to April, people are getting their tax money, so units just go for just crazy amounts of dumb money. I mean, like stupid money, man. Like it doesn't make sense half the time. But people just watch social media, which is understandable. They want to do it one time and then not do it anymore, or they do it one time, they lose all their money, and So I mean, you can't hate people for getting into the business or even just doing it once or twice, which is understandable. It's fun. It's fun to do. Like I have one dude. Whenever I was down in Jacksonville, Florida, he apparently watched the YouTube channel whenever I was there, and he was trying to get to his unit, and the way the U-Haul ramp was kind of blocking the entrance, and but he's like, "Hey, I know who you are." I was like, "You know who I am?" He's like, "Yes, sir." You Georgia Picker. Kind of a short conversation, but perfect example with him. He literally told me that him and his dad do it just part time. Do it whenever they're free. and just to do something with his dad. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. So you can't hate people for for winning units, but between January and April is usually where the units are kind of eh. But I've won 6 units in a month. I've won just one. January I won one. February I won one. This month I have not won a single unit. So units are just getting canceled because again, people getting their taxes back. They're paying off their bills. So usually in the first 3 or 4 months is where it gets a little tricky. But I've won 6 units in a month. I've won 10 in a month. It just all depends on how you do it. The Wonder Woman would give off nerd vibes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's true. It's true. And that's what I'm saying. All it takes is one little indication to be like, hey, this might be collectibles, right? Like right here, for example, this is a perfect example. Okay. So we haven't even looked at the other photos other than these right here, right? And we can clearly not seeing anything crazy, right? And this is blurry, so we don't see anything. But let's just look at this. 2 Hot Wheel cars. Okay. Let's just take a look here. 2 Hot Wheel diecast cars. Okay. All right. Now we're getting into some other stuff. Okay. Cobalt, not the greatest brand, but it's also not the worst brand. Let's see if there's just anything else. Sporting stuff. Looks like nice furniture. Things are labeled. It looks clean. Always look at the furniture. I love these post office storage boxes here because they always tend to have stuff. Looks like everything's organized in that. Let's just see. What the heck is that? And look at this. These are Wii games right here. Those are Wii games. No, maybe not. Maybe not. I can't tell if those are Wii games or they're cookbooks. They look a little big. They might be cookbooks. Some Blu-rays maybe. Okay. See, and this is one of those units where you got to think to yourself, it's like, okay, well, do I like it or do I not like it? Just because you see 2 little diecast cards does not mean this is a unit to go after. We kind of look at the pictures. I didn't see anything crazy. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here. What size unit is this? 10 by 25. I mean, even if you were to put a $600, $700 bid on this, and if you could get it for that price, you're not going to lose money. There's no way you lose money. There's absolutely no way. If you know what you're doing, you don't lose money. I mean, look at that dresser. I mean, that dresser's nice. I mean, even $1,000, you don't lose money. But that's kind of what I'm saying, though. When you see those little telltale signs of like collectibles and stuff, sometimes you can just tell. Like this one right here, simple tool unit is probably going to go up to like $600. Not worth your time, mainly because unless you see something specifically in here that's worth like some crazy money, and you know that you're going to get that for sure. Like, for example, let's say you knew exactly what this item right here was. Let's say, oh, wow, I sold that before. I can easily get $1,000 for it, okay? So then the way your mind should be is obviously get the unit for as cheap as possible, but you should know that if you spend $1,000 on this unit, you're going to break even with that, and then the rest is profit. After $1,000, it all depends on how much you're willing to gamble. So the tool units I try to stay away from, but sometimes it's just worth to throw a $500 bid on there. And if you get it for $500, I mean, that's a steal. That's a steal of a deal. It might get a little complicated whenever you win 3 or 4 units in a day and you got like 2 or 3 days to get them all done, but that's why you pivot. You pivot on your business strategy. You basically pull up your shorts, you know what I'm saying? Tuck in that shirt and you get it done. It's just the way it is. I am new to this and have only bought 1 unit so far. Have made some of our money back. Nice. Yeah, doing storage units, it's like I said, you can lose your crap real quick, and then you can also do very, very well. I always say the conversation is this: is if you were just to do thrifting, garage sales, flea markets, and all that, auctions, whatever, could you become a millionaire? And that's without people bringing you stuff, just you going out to the store. Is it possible? Sure. I would say it's definitely possible. There's a bunch of people, or I don't know about a bunch of people. There's a handful of people I know on YouTube who did that specifically, but they also said they couldn't really scale up until they had people bring stuff to them. So it's definitely one of those things where you're going to get burnt out crazy. But is it possible? I I would say maybe. I would say definitely possible. But now the question is how rich or could you become a millionaire doing storage units? I think absolutely. Because again, I'd be surprised how many times I spent $500 and I'm going to make 10,000 plus. I mean, it's. I mean, just the margins, man, just don't compare to garage sales now. But that's the thing now. Now, if you can do everything that I just said, and you have people bring stuff to you, that's where you make your money. Like if you combine all of those together at once, do a little bit of everything. I mean, man. I mean, yeah, you gotta have some disposable income. You gotta be productive. I mean, doing whatnot shows, listing consistently on eBay. And if you're by yourself, it's very hard to do all that by yourself. But if you got like one person to help you, two people to help you, it's manageable, man. You can make so much money in this reselling business. It's ridiculous. Uptrend flips, combine them together, and you can be on another level. Exactly what I just said. Exactly, perfect response because it's drop my lid. But it's a perfect example. Like I've cut back a lot from like listings and stuff like that because I do my local auction stuff. But there's just some stuff that just won't sell on eBay. So you got to have a different platform or something to sell it. That's why I've been recommending people do like high bid. I don't know if y'all know what high bid is, but high bid, I'll show you guys an example. I showed my buddy Grimes Finds, right? So this is his auction thing on high bid. The reason why I say high bid, man, it gets rid of a lot of stuff. I mean, I think they take a percentage. You don't have to have an auctioneer license. They are the auctioneers, kind of like similar to me selling on my buddy's platform. I'm just local. The only problem with doing high bid and then doing my local auction that I run through my friend's platform is I can sell everything and it's just locally picked up. Okay, that I can get rid of furniture. I can get rid of a lot of stuff. With high bid, you can do that. You can put it as local pickup, but you got to have people in your local area watch your auction. So you might have to promote it a little bit. But let me show you guys this real quick. So a reason why I use Grimes Finds as a big example is because, one, I like him. I think he's a good dude. He's never done anything to me. And I've watched him for numerous years. We've even talked behind scenes, a handful of times. He likes my videos. I like his videos. But he uses high bid. But I just want to show you guys just an example of what I'm talking about. Okay, obviously, eBay takes its fees, and I think eBay is a great platform to sell what you're wanting to sell that has a great sell-through rate. Okay. Now, let's just say a t-shirt goes for like, let's say $50. Now, some people are like, well, I'm going to list that. Well, let's say it has like a 10% sell-through rate. Okay. It's going to take you forever to sell it. And yes, you can bump it down to $30, whatever. You probably make some money on it, whatever. But see, like if it has a 10% sell-through rate, even though it sells for $50, I'm throwing that in a local auction or whatnot or whatever, mainly because it's going to take you forever to make that money. You want to move that stuff, get that quick money, reinvest it into more storage. So like, for example, he does this right here. Huge Plano living, downsizing, moving estate auction. Okay, let's just look at this. Okay, he did 594 auctions or items in this auction. Okay, and one thing I always like. So I'm assuming we attempt to describe all these items, give you a visual item you're being able to describe them the best of our ability to maintain limited information. Let's see. So it looks like a living estate sale. So I'm assuming this isn't his stuff that he found in storage units. So this is probably a bad example. Let me just look at one that he did. Maybe a storage unit. Let me just find one just randomly. Hold on. All right, let's do this one right here. January. He ran it for 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. So a 4-day auction. Okay, he did 260 lots. Okay, let's just take a quick look. Let's just go high to low. Okay. And keep in mind, this is high bid, by the way. This is high bid. This is not eBay. This is nothing. Look, $337 for a clipped 14 karat gold ring. $337. Limited edition wolf knife, $170. Gucci platform slides, $130. Silver, $95. Game Boy Advance, $60. First edition, July 1980, Star Wars: The Empire, $55. Queffel and Esser. Hopefully that's how you say it. And Barney's real leather jacket. So it's like this type of stuff will do good in a local auction for sure. But like, let's just look at this. Cool Picks L18. Let's just take a quick look. Let's go to use 85 listed, 159 sold. See me, I put that on eBay. That's what I would do. Okay. But let's just take a quick look of what the average sales price is. Okay. So that one's blue, 50, 25, 40. Okay. Let's just say it's selling for, let's say minimum 40 to 50 bucks. Okay. He ran it in a 4-day auction and it sold for $33.50. Okay. It's basically right there at eBay prices, right? So he pretty much got retail value for that of what it roughly goes for. And then, you know, I mean, then you got just stuff like this right here, foreign coins. You know, like the fact that he got $30 for the foreign coins, somebody just bought that probably just to collect it. I'm not sure the value of that, obviously, but I'm just saying that just goes to show you that like some of the stuff that would not do good on eBay, like if we were to look at this right here, vintage John F. Kennedy assassination newspaper. Let's just, I don't know, let's see if there's even anything on it. Take a look. Newspaper. Okay, so there's 18 sold, 192 listed. I'm just saying like yeah, 30, 75, 30, 12, 15. I mean, sure, whatever. It's going to take you forever. And the fact that he got 27.50 and now he can go and reinvest that into something else. I think people miss the bigger picture. High bid, you know, and all that, like whatnot or whatever. All that technically in theory is all the middleman, right? People are looking for those deals to where they can go resell it themselves. Nothing wrong with that. But again, like for example, this camera I would throw on eBay as long as it worked and all this other stuff. Let's see if we had a description on it. Sold as is. So it looks like whenever y'all do it, y'all do auction flex. That would be the thing to do. But anyways, I guess they don't put descriptions in them. But that's what I would do. I would throw something like that on eBay whenever that sells. It's easy to ship, easy to list, and you know, 40, 50 bucks, whatever. But then there's just some stuff, man. Like I just don't know if you would get $21 for this on eBay. Let's just take a look. Vintage Lockheed Martin trucker hat. Because you got to remember, every platform is different. You can get more money for something. Like, look at that, 20 bucks for something that's kind of similar. 56 listed with that, and 6 sold. And the fact that he got basically, he got retail market for that, $21. I mean, am I crazy? You know, I'm just saying, just whenever y'all are doing this type of stuff, man, y'all got to remember, he did this in a 4-day auction. 4-day auction, you guys, okay? And let's just say he made, I don't know on top of my head. This is 200 something items. $13 for load. So let's just say he made, I don't know, let's say $1,500, $2,000. Let's say $1,500 in 4 days. In 4 days of running a live auction, and he has 2 weeks to ship it out, or 10 days or something like that. The buyer pays for shipping, they pay buyer's premium, all this other stuff, and he ships it out. That's $1,500 in 4 days. Now, could Whatnot do that? Sure. You know, with some of this stuff, I'm sure Whatnot could bring in some good money too. And but regardless, it's like, but with Whatnot, you got to build a clientele. Highbid already has the clientele. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, for example, let's just, I don't know, let me just do this real quick. Let me go to highbid.com. Okay. Let's just look up my zip code. Okay, so there's 2 auctions. See, and that's all people got to do. People just look up your thing. This one says 310 through 320 view catalog. So see right here, they're auctioning off a unit in Statesboro, and right now it's currently at $240. I mean, the pictures are pretty crap, but yeah, but see that they're auctioning off a unit. I mean, like right here, military finds auction 6. I don't know. I never know how to say it. Little Wissy. I don't know. Little Wissy. This one just started. No, 4 days ago. Dang. But see, this person's doing this one all wrong. He's doing this for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, man. I mean, that's just too long. Too long for an auction. Too long for an auction. He needs to have it. He needs to have it for a minimum of 5 days to a week. You know, whoever's running this auction. But just to show you right here, in roughly my area, where's the little bit? It's about 50 miles. Yeah, about 50 miles away. But I mean, look at this. You know, big count. I don't want high to low. High to low. No, let's just go to big count. Whatever. So $35 for match covers, random knife cases. That's just for cases. That's 7. That's just cases. $82, $38, $42, 1930 suitcase decal, $20, $19, $13. Wooden shell holder. What is like for bullets? Okay, I mean that's kind of cool. Terracotta carved head, Civil War era. And then, I mean, the only downside is whatever you sell in here, you have to ship it out. But there's no difference between this and whatnot. And Hybrid has a huge clientele. Like if I was to, I don't know, look up, if I want to search all of Hybrid, let's see, search all of Hybrid. I'm just going to look up video games. I don't know. No, look at that. People just bidding. $40,000. That ain't gonna happen. Look at this. People bidding on commercial businesses. Reserve not met. Somebody bid 10,000. What is that? Canadian dollars. PS5s. Rare blue Xbox. I mean, there's all types of stuff, man. It's all types of stuff. But my whole point is, if you're trying to get rid of a lot of stuff, man, doing auctions locally just to unload it. If you're in the storage unit business, I'm just saying it's probably better for you to do it that way than to try to do multiple whatnot shows trying to grow. And I get it, you can make some money, but you'd be surprised too on how often the conversations will be. Like one thing that we're fixing to start doing once my wife recovers, when we have so this is our local auction right here. We're about to start bringing in 1 to 3 people just to start doing consignment with, with months like this that are slow, and there is no or units are getting canceled or whatever. They're not any good ones. People can bring in stuff in and we can just run an auction. We'll make 35%. But this is our current auction right now. This is at a $3,000 unit. This would be pure profit. This thing is clean. We take all the pictures ourselves. We upload them. I do all the descriptions. I do the titles. I do everything. But the wife helps, of course, whenever she's good. But, that should bring in, I would imagine, close to $100, if not at $100. A table is already at $12.05. This turtle is at $9. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can see somebody paying $15 for that or so. And that's the thing. Whenever you start going through all those boxes and storage units, and you find all this small stuff, man. Like, obviously, all this stuff is big. Let me just show you guys something that's kind of small. Like these things right here. I had no idea. I didn't know. I could not find them anywhere on the internet. 2 Easter bunnies. Only thing I put on there, a set of 2 vintage soft plaster paper mache Easter large bunny rabbits, 26 inches tall. And I put a little description in there, take the pictures, and it's at $6. Now, that's the question. If you put that out at a yard sale, what would you make? And then you have to wait till the weekend to sell it. And then the only people who are going to have eyes on it is the people who actually come to your yard. So kind of like high bid, right? Whenever you put it online, you're getting so many more eyes because you ship or whatever. And, you know, I'm just saying, it's you just do your due diligence, because y'all could be making so much more money out there. I wish I would have learned about doing local auctions sooner. I mean, I didn't have this opportunity before, or even really looked into high bid before. I've always wondered about high bid. I just never actually did it. I looked at it. It's actually very simple to do. But y'all got to remember, high bid already has a clientele. High bid has been in business for for a long time. And let's say you're starting off on Whatnot, you're only getting 5 viewers. Well, on high bid, you're getting thousands of viewers. Like, look at this. Reported an average of 902,000 bidders and 1.48 million bids per day. Per day, you guys. Average bidders per day, 902,000. In a recent period, 1.48 million. High bid also reported that more than 323,000 lots were sold during a week, with an average of 880,000 bidders submitting 1.45 million bids each day. Record-breaking performance. Over 800,000 lots live for a bidding on a single Friday, and nearly 95,000 lots sold on a Sunday. 2022 surpassing 2.1 billion. I'm surprised not a lot of YouTube people actually talk about high bid, man. I mean, I'm just saying, just look into it and make that leap of faith. If y'all don't take the leap, you'll never know what potentially could come up of it. You know what I mean? Can the high bidder not pay, or do the bidders have to have a credit card on file in order to bid? I think on here, I think you actually have to have a credit card on file if they're shipping. They always have like a number too that you can call, I think. Or maybe you can send them a message. I can't remember. But yeah, I think you have to have a credit card or something like that. Flippin' Junior, what's going on? I use Hybrid as source sometimes. Yeah, I think it's a great platform. The only thing that sucks about it, right? The only thing that sucks about it, I think you can start it off whatever you want to. I think Grindhouse, I think he starts everything off at $1. I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but like, here's the thing, like this right here, original painting on board in vintage. See right here, local pickup and nationwide shipping available. So the only thing that sucks about doing high bid, if you're trying to ship out big items, I'm trying to see if he didn't. Let's shipping bid. We charge you card on file for the shipping cost. If your card is declined, we'll send an invoice for the shipping cost. If this is not paid within 7 days, you will forfeit your item. Please allow 12 to 14 business days for your package to be sent out. Padded envelope will be at a cost of postage plus $2.50 handling fee. So yeah, so they charge your card for all this. So for example, $32.50. Oh, right here. Okay, sorry. Local pickup only. So he's not shipping this stuff out. Let's see. Was he shipping this out? Yeah. So he's shipping this out. So that's what he's doing. He's doing. Yeah. So he's charging the card on file for the shipping costs, plus a various size up to 22 inches, and will be at the cost of postage. So plus a $7 to $15 material and handling charge per box, depending on size and amount of packing material needed per box. So they're paying for shipping, packing, and all that. So let's just say $27.50. That's a pretty large painting. So let's say he ships that out. I mean, I would imagine with UPS, I would imagine that's going to be at least $40, $40-$50 plus. I mean, I don't know. It's just something to look into, because people are obviously paying some good money. Like right here, local pickup only, and they paid $42.50 for it. Vintage astronaut patches. It sold for $21. $21 for that. You know, some things obviously didn't sell. Like this thing didn't sell. It's understandable. It's in pretty bad condition, but Like this right here, vintage wheat bundle gold tone pen. $1. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, $1's a dollar. $1's a dollar, man. I'm just saying it. And you'll be surprised how many times people don't read descriptions of auctions too. Like they don't read the descriptions, and like this thing right here, like these tennis rackets, this Fantastic Four thing, this thing right here, this thing, all that stuff sold in my last auction, and nobody came to pick it up. Nobody came to pick it up. We sent out messages. They didn't call us in time. And a whole week when we have a strict 4-day pickup policy, but we can work with people, in which we do. But if you don't call us to let us know, we don't know. So once we get past that week mark, or right at a week mark, they forfeit their items. I mean, I hate to do it, but I mean, people just don't read the rules. But now we're reselling it again, and we've already made an additional 12, 19, $24 so far. And I think there's like this stuff was in the last auction, that was in the last auction, this one. So Roger, hey, by the way, glad you decided not to stop YouTube. I thought you were just finding your groove when you said on live. Yeah, right. Yeah, I was kind of in a bad mental state, just because it's like I'm just so burnt out. But I took like 11 days to myself. Didn't really do a whole lot. I just worked on my normal stuff. I didn't feel like pressured to put the YouTube videos on or edit them and all that. It was just the refresh I needed. I think I was just a little just a little stressed, especially with my wife and everything too, trying to take care of her because she's she's recovering from surgery. So but yeah, I definitely appreciate that though. Yeah, we're not going anywhere, at least anytime soon. Knocking on wood, I'll be here for a while. But I did find the fire that I needed by taking that time off and realizing that YouTube is a good thing for me. It keeps me busy. I'm not lazy, so it's a good thing. Like look at this thing right here, 1980s handcrafted. The heck, handcrafted wooden cat. I already got a $5 bid on it. If that brought in $10, I'd be happy. But it's like you throw that out there at the yard sale for $2, $3. I mean, I don't know. Just makes you think. Do you have them pick up in a public location? Yes, I do. So if you, like, for example, Ms. Robin, if you wanted, let's say you wanted these knives right here, they're colorful, they attracted to you, whatever. The address is right here. It's at a public storage. We have a huge unit. We have two 12x40s, so that's where you go to pick everything up. And there's like a phone number on there and everything. Gotta go DM me if you're gonna jump into the voice chat. Yeah, I should be getting off here in just a little bit. I'm gonna talk for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to start listening a little bit. And then I'll hit you up here shortly. I'm probably gonna be getting off here in about 10-15 minutes or so. But I just wanted to just express, just to show y'all, this person did he did a 5-day auction. You know what I mean? Again, my local auction is obviously different. It's literally just local. I don't ship anything out unless let me see here. Unless somebody requests me to ship it, then obviously I would do something like how Grimes Finds does it, where it's like, you're gonna get charged for postage plus, if it's like a crazy, like a big item, then I'm gonna probably charge an additional $10 for like a handling fee or something. But then if it's something small, like that, where's it at? This little paperweight right here. If it's something like that, I'm gonna charge you the postage plus I don't know, $5. You know what I mean? Like $5 handling fee. Or $3 or something simple, to get more people to come in and buy. But see, y'all can see here, so Grimes Finds, he's done many of auctions. me just see if I can find a different one. Let's see. Pre-Black Friday high-end estate auction. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. High to low. Shadowless Pikachu and more Pokemon cards. $95 for a Gucci purse, Louis Vuitton purse, 14 karat gold band, antique pen. That's cool. Beautiful quilt, Kate Spade. Look at this, Gianni Beanie. Trisha Nash, I've heard of that one. Dunian Borg. You know, like I said, it's I don't know. This obviously doesn't apply to everybody, but if you're doing storage units, I'm just saying at least look into high bid. You know, grow that and really just man excel, make your money, and all that. Oh, this thing got a bid. Look at that. But like for here, matter of fact, here, I'm doing this all wrong. Let me show y'all something real quick. So our last month's auction, I'll show you guys that real quick. So our last month's auction in February. So this auction was the most items we ever thrown in an auction. It was 438 items, something like that. And we did, I think, 80 items. Oh, my jaw just popped. I don't know if y'all heard that. That hurt. But we didn't sell like 80 items or something like that. But we were like $40 shy of $4,000. So like this is the most expensive item that sold. $75 for this. $75 for it. I mean, I have no idea. But they sold for $75. Again, hey, people spend their money on whatever they want to spend on. This subwoofer has gone up in our auction so many times. Like this one sold for 40, right? I'm just gonna show you guys this real quick, completed. So on a speaker that we could not test, untested, sold as is. The last auction sold for 40, $27.50. So that means I got a total of $67.50 off of something that is untested. And it's probably worth, more than that, obviously. It's probably worth $150 or so. But again, I don't have to ship it. I don't have to use any packing paper. They come and pick it up. I don't have to test it. And it's all in the description. All in the description. Good condition, has some minor wear, sold as is, and untested. That's literally it. You heard that? You heard that, Robin? Yeah, I don't know what that was. That thing hurt. That thing hurt bad. But then like this thing right here, this Chefman 9-tray dehydrator, digital thermostat, whatever, is used. I did put potentially is new or lightly used, minimum wear, boxes where item is power tested, turned on and everything. And I always make sure to, for the customer to show that it's power tested, because we had one lady who said that they bought a freezer from us from that sterling silver unit, and we plugged it up, we cleaned it out, we tested it. It got cold pretty quick, and had both sliding doors. Well, whenever she left and got home, she said that she got it whenever it only had one door, and we told her, we were like, or I'm sorry, originally she said it was that it was missing a door, so we told her that, your husband literally said that it has both doors. He literally said it out loud. And so I was like, well, we know y'all left here with two doors, so maybe it flew off, maybe y'all didn't anchor it down, I don't know. And then I don't know, 10 minutes later she calls and says it's not working. Well, obviously we can't prove that it worked because it's we don't have video, right? But it 100% worked. So we told our friend about it and all that. He's like, he seems like it's just buyer's remorse or something. I was like, yeah, probably. Because I told him, listen, if we can test it, we test it. If we can't test it, we can't. We put untested as is. If something is very clean and untested, we put, hey, look, it appears to be lightly used, probably will work, but the item is sold whatever as is and untested. But yeah, there's some buyers like that. It's only happened to us one time though. So, but we are very honest, true people. We're not trying to get over on anybody. If we make money on it, we make money on it. If we don't, we don't, and we move forward. But like, some Pyrex dishes, $37.75. This beautiful dresser, $41. I mean, yeah, I could probably put that on Facebook Marketplace for, let's say, $100. Maybe it'll sell quick, maybe it won't. But it gets it in. It gets we get it in. It gets out. We reinvest that money, and we go buy another unit. And that's what we did. This is what we do. And this thing here, $150, $150 for this thing. You know what I mean? Like, and all it is a hanging surfboard decor. And like, check this out. I'll show you something real quick. Let me go back to it real quick. Yeah, so this thing right here. So I want to show you was, if you look at the bid history, this right here, it went from, so this auction ended on the 14th, okay? So that means going into the 14th, it was at $35, $37.50, 61, nice. Look how quick it went up. 7 minutes, within 1 minute, $100. A couple hours later, $150. So $150 for a surfboard that hangs on your wall. I mean, that's pretty good in my opinion. You know what I mean? Now, what they're going to do with it, that's on them. This table wood board made in Italy, $35. The Staffordshire dog cast iron, heavy duty metal, $30. This wind chime was a little low. I thought that would go up to maybe like 40, but $31.50. I mean, hey, I'm fine with that. This thing went for way more than what eBay went for. Like, if you go to eBay, and you go to sold comps, one sold for 20, and the rest of them haven't sold. And then just saying, $34. I mean, that's more than what eBay went for. Wakeboard, $30. Chest, $28.50. It was in rough shape. $26 for that. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys have seen this stuff, but my local auction, the people I run the platform with, I used to play baseball with him, and his dad used to be one of my coaches whenever I was a kid. And they just came to me with this idea of running the local auctions instead of just selling it wherever I'm selling it. And it's a little bit more of a headache in the sense of taking all the pictures, but I would be doing that anyways for Whatnot or eBay, so it doesn't make it that much more of a headache. But it is a headache in the sense of you have to do a 4-day pickup, you have to deal with people. Some people don't show up on time, then you have to, whenever they call, you have to tell them, hey, it's already a week later, man. Unfortunately, you got to forfeit your item. And they kind of, some people get rude, some people don't. But it's like, what do you do? I try not to be mean. I just, it is what it is. It'll be in the next auction, if you want to rebid. But if I can work with people, I can. If I can, I can. But if I can, I will. But look at this cast iron door knocker, $20. Wedgwood, $17.50. Whatever this thing is. Pot rack hanging thing, $18.50. Vintage Nesco bread box, $17.50. I mean, it's just, the list goes on. Like, somebody would probably throw this out at a yard sale for maybe, normal people $5. People who have an antique would maybe throw that out there 15, 20, I don't know. And we got $16 for it. But anyways, yeah, I just want to show you guys this on how to do some stuff. And then, like I said, HiBid is literally the exact same way, just obviously different ways to do it. You can do local pickup. They take a percentage and all that, and you can just get rid of a lot of stuff really quick. There's a new guy on this platform. I've never seen him before. This is the second auction, but this guy right here, I was the only one in Pooler doing auctions, but now this person is. But he's selling this type of stuff. He's got some pretty good stuff. He puts all the gold stuff in it. This is description on there. I don't like the way he does his titles, but people obviously don't care because they look, they're bidding, right? But look at some of this stuff's going for, man. Look, it's touchless stainless steel waste can auto open close but moving with C batteries. $30. Hey, $30 for a trash can, man. 10-karat gold filled U.S. Air Force ring. That's cool. Selling sugar block tongs, Mark 925, $15. Lithograph. So, Welch Pawn Shop. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean Welch Pawn Shop? Oh yeah, that's the person right there. But yeah, but anyways, but he just started. This is only his second auction. I mean, he's making some okay money. I mean, $100 for this bike rack. I was just joking saying it might be Welch Pawn Shop. He just went, oh, I had no idea. Yeah, imagine, imagine that was him. But see, like his pictures are a little kind of weird looking too. I mean, some of them are good, but no, I mean, it's already got 2 full pages, almost 3, but Whirlpool dishwasher. Used 2 years in new con to replace the upgrade from builders. Works fine, clean, no smell, all parts, no dents or major scratches on the front panel. So I'm trying to figure out if he, because he's running everything out of a storage unit. So I'm just curious if he does storage units. I don't know. I might have to look him up after this on Facebook or something, see if he does storage units or something. But Christmas wagon, bears and bears. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, but I'm gonna end it there, you guys. I know it's kind of a long live, but yeah, again, we got essentially scanned out of a unit potentially. So hopefully we can get that cleared up tomorrow, and hopefully I can get it for $350. That would be good, and we will definitely see what happens. But yeah, don't forget to look into High-Bid, you guys. Don't forget to look into High-Bid. High-Bid can help a lot of you guys out trying to move stuff instead of trying to do flea markets and this, that, and the other. Yeah, it might be a little bit more business sense, and yes, you have to report your income, all this other stuff. I get it. I don't like doing taxes and all this other stuff. Hopefully taxes go away. At least income tax, that'd be kind of nice. But you know, I get it. Cash is king. Absolutely, I agree. But man, if you're trying to really scale up your business and make as much money as possible, online is the way to go right now. But looking to High-Bid, looking, even giving your stuff off to local auctions, man. I'm telling you, it's the way to go, man. It's the way to get rid of stuff quick. You ain't got to hold on to stuff. You don't have to keep getting 5 or 6 storage units to store stuff in. So just know what you're doing, to be smart about it. Make a leap of faith. Try it one time. You never know. Like if you do one High-Bid auction, or let's say you did 2, give it a shot. Say two times, and you're out. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Go win a storage unit, rent that storage unit out for 30 days, whatever. Run an auction on High-Bid, and then just see how much money you get in 5 days, 7 days, whatever. And then you're like, wow, I just made $1,500 in a week, and I paid $300 for the unit. Okay. I'm just saying, just think about it. Rinse and repeat, reinvest, do all that good stuff, and I promise you will be successful. Like this auction stuff for us didn't just happen overnight. It took us a little while to get used to it, understand it, perfecting pictures, titles, descriptions, all this stuff. So, and don't think about the thought of like, wow, I'm only going to make $500 on an auction or something like that. Think about this. You made $500 on items that would probably sit forever in your store, or you put them at a yard sale. You might make $500 in a yard sale, maybe not. I mean, who knows? But everybody will be okay. Just, don't be afraid to take risks. Sometimes just don't take the risk to where it's going to make you go broke, or you can't pay your house bill or something like that. That's where you get in trouble. If you got like $500, $600 and that's for your garage sale money, whatever, try to win a unit or 2. Just try it out. But all right, you guys, I'll see y'all very soon. I'm working on a video, hopefully the next couple days, but I am also looking at a couple units for Saturday as well. So I'm going to do my best to get another video out to you guys. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me for almost 2 hours. Appreciate y'all. And again, I know the auction thing, hopefully, I mean, it's scary though, man. 12 minutes after the auction ended, and we got a backup bid. Makes no sense, man. A lot of scamming going on. So be careful out there. AMR, Miss Robin, Dragon Master, Flipping Junior, everybody else that's in here. We'll see y'all very soon. Much love, you guys. Everybody have a great day and upcoming good weekend, and go out there and find your treasures. So, all right, y'all have a good one, Miss Robin. Have a good one. Later, everybody.